Alabama falls to Vanderbilt. Main question is, should Alabama fans be concerned? Okay, we all know this weekend was a crazy weekend. You got Missouri getting blew out, Tennessee falling to Arkansas, whoop-pig. Alabama, number one Alabama, falling to Vanderbilt. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's some more teams that got beat, but them just the main three. You know, that's SEC. Alabama, Tennessee, and Missouri. All right. So the question is this: should Alabama fans be worried? And before I give my answer, I'm going to say this. Let's not forget, Nick Saban once fell to ULM, okay? But I say that, and I also say this. That was a Alabama team that was not that good, okay? We got to first, let's call a spade, right? That Alabama team Nick Saban had that year was not any good. Let's go to that year. I believe that was 2007, if I'm not mistaken, right? 2007, okay? They went 4-4 in conference, 7-6 overall. They beat Western Carolina, Vandy, Arkansas, Houston, Ole Miss, Tennessee. Those are the only people they beat, and that's their record. And then in conference, they only beat Tennessee, Ole Miss, Arkansas, and Vandy. They beat number 16 Arkansas at that, and they beat number 21 21 Tennessee. But this Alabama team were not. I believe this was Saban's first year. Okay, he got to get his people in, figure it out, which he did. Because that following year in 08, guess what Saban did? Lost to number 4 Florida and lost to Utah in the bowl game. So it took him a year to figure it out. But we all understand how great of a coach Nick Saban is. Defense is everything to Nick Saban. Alright, but we're talking about today. Should you be wary? And I'm going to say maybe. The reason I say maybe is for the simple fact that you blew a double-digit lead, 20 points by that, to a Georgia team. And yes, I get it. Georgia is not sorry whatsoever. But when you jump out on a team like Georgia and you let a team like that come all the way back and take the lead, because listen to this. Georgia put up 19 points in the fourth quarter. 19. Okay. At one point, they took the lead. Okay. Alabama did all their work. First quarter, 21 points. Second quarter, they had maybe 3 field goals. Third, they had a field goal. Fourth, they scored a touchdown. Okay. Georgia did nothing in the first quarter, 7 in the second, 8 in the third, 19 in the fourth quarter, and they took the lead. But Alabama somehow, some way made a way. Okay, then you go to the next week. You play the good old Vanderbilt Commodores, and you lose to Vandy, 40-35. Miro once again had a good game. Miro was 3 for 310 yards. The difference is they didn't get the run game going. Miller only had 45 yards rushing. 45. Okay. But Vandy did do a lot of good stuff. Their quarterback went 16 of 20, 252 yards, 2 TDs. Alexander, the running back, 21 carries, 64 yards, and 2 TDs. Stowers, the receiver, 6 receptions, 113 yards. So should you be worried? And then let's not forget the way the kid acted at the end of the game. kicking the ball, throwing a temper tantrum. We all understand that there's no way in the world Nick Saban would let that ride. So, here's my answer. Should you be worried? Maybe a little bit. Because that act at the end shows that maybe the board does not have full control of his football team. Maybe so. You're not going to see a guy like Nick Saban have a player do that on his team, and he's not going to get punished for it. You know, the boys say, yeah, they already handled it. They talked to him. Maybe that's all they did was talk to him. Saban, you liable not to play next week. You know, but different coaches. So I think a little bit. You should be a little wary because you blew a huge lead to Georgia. Then you go and you underestimate Vanderbilt and you lose to Vandy. And this is what the rest of your schedule plays out to be. You got South Carolina next week. You got Tennessee. Then you got Missouri and LSU. That's a stretch. After South Carolina, you got number 8 Tennessee, number 21 Missouri, number 13 LSU, back to back to back. You got a stretch coming up. Okay. Truthfully, do I think Tennessee could get them? I do. Tennessee is not a bad ball club. Missouri, to me, Missouri is a little overrated. They had all those seniors and things like that. So I think that's why they was coming out to me as so excellent. And then LSU, Nessmeyer is actually playing good ball. So that's going to be a real good game to talk about in the coming future. Then you got Mercer, Oklahoma, and we all know Auburn is always going to be a neck and neck game because it's Auburn. I actually picked this game, you know, to be a top game, and they could possibly lose, you know, this being DeBoer's first year in the league and it's SEC play. But I think maybe it's a little concerning, you know, because you blow that lead and to Georgia, and then you go and you just fall to Vandy. You know, but at the same time, you know, a lot of folks going to say, well, Nick Saban did at ULM. Yeah, but Nick Saban didn't have the kind of player that DeBoer has. All these guys are amazing. 5 stars, 4 stars. Everywhere you look, 5 and 4, 5 and 4. So a little bit, I think you should be a little bit concerned about this Alabama team. Can DeBoer get his team under control? And can DeBoer make sure that there be no more outbreaks like guy had on defensive end? You know, we all know how Alabama carried themselves. Alabama carried themselves with pride. Alabama carried themselves head up. You know, that's how Nick Saban brought this team. You know, brought this program. You know, it all started, you know, Paul Bear Bryant. You know, and some coaches before them. But, you know, we talk about Bear and we talk about Saban. So it's a little bit that's concerning with the Alabama group. But I think it's something that you could definitely fix and change. But I do feel like once you show out, you need to be held accountable for your actions. And on that, like the guy on that defensive end needs to be held accountable. You know, I don't know. Maybe you're going to give him another shot. Maybe you give him a slap on the wrist the first time. But after that, yeah, consequences need to be held. But, yeah, Alabama fans, you may need to be a little worried. But I wouldn't panic, but just a little bit. These next stretch of games are going to let you know what you got in front of you. Because South Carolina is not a bad ball club. And then them 3 top 25 ranked guys you got coming. And you got to go to Tennessee and to LSU. So we all know how it is playing in Death Valley and then Rocky Top. Then you got Missouri coming to Bama. So we're going to wait and see, man. But, yeah, Alabama fans, just keep your eyes open.